Hey guys, it's the Flippin Hippo. Thank you for joining us on our YouTube channel at Flippin Hippos. Today I'm just going to do a quick vlog. I just want to talk about some changes. A lot has changed in the last week in our lives, and it's impacted us in different ways. And I know that last week I talked about how you have to always be flexible and willing to change your schedule and roll with the punches. Well, I definitely had to heed my own advice this week. First, let's talk about our eBay room. So most of you know we live in a old Victorian house. The house is large. It is one of those like old Victorian homes that probably in its heyday in the 1800s was for a very wealthy family, and it was considered a mansion. This house is divided into 4 apartments. Just follow along here. There are 4 apartments. The house is like divided in half in the middle, and then it's divided in half again, so like there's a bottom and a top on each side. So our half or fourth of this house actually consists of a foyer when you walk in. It's real fancy. It's pretty large foyer. There's furniture in there and stuff. We have a basement, and we have a there's a lot of weird hallways and stuff. So when you come in the foyer and you go up the stairs, there's hallways every which way. There's a lot of tiny rooms. I guess you'd call them closets, but they're bigger than closets should be, and they're real small, and they're weirdly shaped and in odd places. But we have a bedroom that's it's as big as 2, like anywhere else I've ever lived. This bedroom is as big as 2 that we've ever had put together. We have a kitchen, we have a bathroom, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bedrooms, and all those small rooms and closets. And then we have a 3rd floor as well. And there's a big giant area of unfinished attic, which is what we refer to as the serial killer room. It's got in the walls, it's got names carved in and dates. On one wall it says "Help me." I might take a camera up there one day and do a tour. It's a pretty scary room. There's like these built-in wardrobes in there, and when you open them, the bottoms are open and you can see like down into the next floor. Some Lion the Witch in the Wardrobe, crazy stuff going on up there. But it's the unfinished part, or the serial killer room, is about half of the house. It's really big. And then across the hall from that is a finished room, and it's meant to be a bedroom or an extra office or something. It is finished, except that the central heat doesn't go up there, and then of course the air conditioning doesn't go up there. We don't have central air. We have this giant contraption that's actually in our living room wall. These Victorian homes are very interesting how they do things, but there's like a hole cut out in the living room wall, and then they put this air conditioner in there and seal it up around it. And if you put fans going off in different directions off of the living room, it will cool the whole house, and the living room stays very, very cold all summer, and the rest of the house is livable and comfortable. And so we had decided, like right around Thanksgiving break last year, we wanted an eBay room. We wanted to have a place where everything was set up and stayed set up, because prior to that we were hodgepodge. We were doing shipping on our kitchen table and measurements on the kitchen table. We had photography set up in the living room partially, and partially in the bedroom. And then in one of the extra bedrooms down here, we have an office set up where my desk was and stuff. It was just really spread out, and we felt like we were wasting time and we needed to streamline things just for more ease and more using our time more wisely. If you have everything in one area, you can just move from one step to the next as you're working. Everything is right there. So we decided, we had never used the entire 3rd floor of this house prior to that, except for one stint. I had set up a bedroom up there for the kids. They didn't like it. My boys didn't like being up there, A, across from the serial killer room, and B, they don't like being on a whole other floor away from us, so we moved them back down here. And that was a very short, like maybe it lasted a couple of weeks, and they just didn't like it up there. So we never really used it. We've lived here since 2014, and we did start using the serial killer room for storage because it's it's huge, it's open. It was perfect to put stacks of bins of clothing in there. We have card tables out for our collectible glassware and coffee mugs and stuff. And then we have a whole corner of that room set up with shelves for shipping. So we were using that. But that room, once we moved the kids down, never got touched. And so we decided we were going to use that for our eBay room. And over Thanksgiving, we set the whole thing up. And got it arranged real nice. I really liked being up there. I really, really did. I liked having a room dedicated to work. Working from home, sometimes it is hard to stay focused, and it is hard to draw that line between your home life and your work life when they're all in one place. And I don't just mean when you're working. Yeah, of course you're distracted. You're at home. You got all the comforts of home while you're trying to work. But then sometimes it's hard to draw that line and quit working and just relax and be in your own house and have a nice evening or take some time off. It's really hard to draw that line. And being on the third floor like that, it was easy for me because when I went to work every morning, I would go upstairs. And when I was done with work every night, I would come downstairs. And that was how I differentiated. If I was upstairs in the eBay room, I was working. If I was down here, I was being a person and not working. And so we set up there. It worked really well. We got a space heater. We hardly ever used it. I guess hot air rises. So the room stayed pretty warm through the winter. There were a couple times when it was really, really cold outside. The wind was blowing. You could see the curtains flapping on the window in there. I'm like, oh, great. This room doesn't have great windows. And then in the meantime, our landlord came, and with his handyman, they installed a hole in the wall up there for us about this big with a metal thing, and it had a flap. And we went out and bought one of those tall tower air conditioners. It's just like a tower, and it had this really big hose that came off the back. And so our landlord had looked at that and then built or cut into the wall. He cut a hole for us and set it up so the AC hose could go out. And we thought that we were going to be able to stay up there and cool the room off with this air conditioner. So what happened was last week it started to get warm. Monday and Tuesday it was like in the 60s and 70s, and that room was getting pretty warm, and I was turning the air conditioner on, and it really wasn't cooling the room down. And on Wednesday last week it was 80 degrees and it was hot, and I decided to run an experiment. So when I woke up in the morning, it was like around 7:38. I ran up there and turned the AC on right away, came back down, took my shower, and exercised and all the stuff I do in the morning routine. And then we let it run all day, and we went up there around 9 or 10 at night after we had got done grocery shopping and put everything away, and the room was still hot. So the AC had been running for over 12 hours. There was one little corner of the room that was nice and cool. If you sat in front of it, you were cold, but the rest of the room was hot, and we just kind of chalked it up to, well, like I said earlier, heat rises, and that is the third, actually considered the fourth floor of this Victorian house. It is the fourth floor. The hot air rises. Even though the room is finished, it's not insulated or built like homes are now. It is right across the hall from a giant unfinished room that is hot, and like I said, you can see the curtains moving when the wind blows, so it's probably not a very good window or insulated. It's probably not keeping the heat out. So we had to decide. I mean, if it's only, May 1st, it's 80 degrees, the AC ran for 12 hours, and the room was still unbearably hot to be in, there was no way we could work in there. I mean, you guys know these photography lights are hot. They're warm. When you're working and taking photos and you're in between these photography lights, it's really, really hot, and the room was hot, and it was just there was no way that we could have successfully worked up there beyond last week, because if it was only May 1st, like I said, and it was already that hot, it was uncomfortable sitting at the computer listing or sitting at our table measuring, let alone taking photographs with these lights on. So we had to make the decision that we had to give up having a dedicated eBay room for our own comfort. And we spent all afternoon Thursday and evening moving our entire setup and system and everything back down to this floor. But instead of spreading out like we were in the beginning, we took over half of our bedroom, and it's divided now to where there's a half that's set up real cozy with a TV and a recliner and a bed and everything, and then there's a half like you see behind me, our photography setup, and then over here you can't see is our desk, our printer, our little cart with our supplies, and our table for shipping. And it's not ideal, but we work with what we've got, and so there is still a clear line for me though. Like if I come on this side of the room, I'm working, and if I'm over on that side of the room, I'm being a person. I still have my living room free from eBay, and my kitchen is free from eBay, and like I said, I moved my desk in here too. I didn't really like having being in the office away from the stuff the way we used to have it. Because if I'm listing from photographs I took yesterday and I want to see something or I have a question, I can just look. So anyway, that was a really long sorry guys. I like to talk, I like to tell stories. So we moved our eBay room down here, and like I said, our bedroom is ginormous. Our bedroom is like a normal person's bedroom times 3. It is huge. So we just divided it in half, and got everything all together. It's basically the same setup that we had upstairs in one room, but it's down here, and then on the, you can see across the way, we have a bedroom. So yeah, we moved down here, and then something else that happened Saturday, we drove up the road to our local honey pot thrift, and when we got to the front door, all the lights were out. I'm like, what's going on? Are they closed? Well, yeah, they had all these signs in the window. I guess they're remodeling the store. The signs said that for the entire month of May they will be remodeling, so they'll have new store hours to accommodate that, and they are only going to be open Monday through Friday, very limited hours. They'll be closed on the weekends until they're done. We kind of peeked in, you know, we like looked in to see what we could see. It looked like they had taken a lot of stuff out already, and they had shopping carts up front with tons of stuff in them with signs that said 50 cents and 10 cents. So we're going to go up there either tonight or Thursday night and check it out and see if we can find anything cheaper than 99 cents or whatever, if they're trying to get rid of it because they're remodeling. But yeah, that threw us for a loop. So we basically lost one of our sourcing days. I mean, we always went Saturday for the 99 cents day there and Sunday at the Goodwills. So we basically lost one of our sourcing days, except we didn't because now it's yard sale season. So we can still yard sale all day Saturday and hopefully find a lot of hard goods and electronics and things like that that flip for more money and move faster through your store. And we're losing, you know, we're losing like 70, we usually get, what, like 70 to 100 pieces of clothing at this place every Saturday. We're losing that, but we are lucky that it's yard sale season. If they had done this in the winter, we would seriously have lost a big source of our inventory. But since it's yard sale season, we'll just yard sale all day and hopefully find a lot of stuff that way. And then we will have to spend every day, Sunday, all day, going to as many Goodwills as we can to get as many clothes as we can to fill out the store from, you know, because you don't really get that much, like, we can't run our whole business on what we find at yard sales. The yard sale stuff is usually just like icing on the cake. It's extra money, it's fast flips, there's traffic to the store. Our bread and butter is clothing, so we're going to adjust. You know, we got a new place to work, and we'll be yard selling Saturdays, and we'll have to go to more Goodwills on Sunday, and that's fine. We did hit 3 Goodwills this last Sunday. We got like 300 items. We spent like right at $300, so we probably got like 280-ish items. I found a lot of my silver jeans. You guys know I love my silver jeans, and I always pay full price for them, except this instance. And there were a couple really exciting things I found for 99 cents. I'm going to save that. I'm going to be doing a haul video, and that will be up Thursday. So I will do a haul video for Thursday to show you some of the stuff we found at the Goodwills. And tomorrow is my birthday. So I will be doing a video of me opening a package I received in the mail from, it says from my flipping friends. So I saved it to open on my birthday, and then Thursday I'll do the haul video for you guys. Not too excited about this birthday. I'm old. I am officially moving into a new decade here. The big 40. I don't even like saying it. Like, I want to pretend like it's not happening. I don't want to be 40. But you know what makes me feel even older is on Friday, my baby, my youngest son, my baby, will be 14. And that makes me feel more old than my own age. My oldest will be 17 in September. So, and it's Mother's Day this weekend, and per our tradition, my son and I, we celebrate our birthdays together on Mother's Day every year. Like every 3 or 4 years, our birthdays fall on Mother's Day or the same weekend. So just ever since he was a baby, because I actually went into labor on my birthday, and I almost gave birth to him on my birthday, but he was early and they wanted to wait to do the C-section, and so they waited like a day and a half. He came out just after midnight, which kind of pissed me off, to be honest, because if you're going to do the C-section anyway, I really wanted him on my birthday. The year that he was born, my birthday was on Mother's Day, and I was so thrilled that when I went into labor, I really wanted to have him on Mother's Day on my birthday. They said, no, he's a couple weeks early, we'll have to wait. And then like 14 hours later, just kidding, we'll do the C-section now. So yeah, we've just always celebrated together on Mother's Day. We just say it's our birthday on Mother's Day. And every year on our weekend, Marvel comes out with a new movie, and we go see that, and then we eat at Applebee's. This year, Infinity War came out 2 weeks ago on April 27th. So I've actually been avoiding Facebook and avoiding talking to certain people because I don't want spoilers. If you put spoilers in the comments below, I'm not going to publish them. I'm not going to read them. I've been avoiding a lot of things because I've been looking forward to Infinity Wars for years now, probably 6-7 years, when they started the Marvel Cinematic Universe and started building up towards it. And originally the release date was set for May 11th, Friday, and they pushed it back 2 weeks. And it's like the first year that a movie didn't come out on our weekend. It came out 2 weeks ago. So now I've been waiting 2 weeks so we can still have our tradition and go see the movie and go out to eat with my son. And it's really, really hard to avoid spoilers, so please don't put any in the comments. So do me a favor, guys, smash that like button down below if you haven't already and you'd like to. Please subscribe to our channel and help us feed a hungry hippo. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at Flippin' Hippos. Until next time, you guys have a good night.